Hello everyone. Do you know? Listening to English every day is one of the best ways to improve your English. That's why you need to listen to English conversation every day for at least 10 minutes. That's why we are creating 30 Days Challenge. Here you can listen to simple stories and practice your English. Welcome to day 9 of our 30 Days English Listening Challenge. Today's story is about my weekend at the beach. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the story. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. Last weekend, I went to the beach with my family. We had planned this trip for many days. Everyone was excited because we all needed a short break from our busy lives. We wanted to enjoy nature, spend time together, and relax by the ocean. On Saturday morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock. The weather looked perfect. The sky was clear, and the sun was just beginning to rise. I opened my window and felt the cool morning air. It was fresh and peaceful. I smiled because I knew it would be a wonderful day. After taking a shower, I packed my bag. I put in a towel, a bottle of water, sunscreen, sunglasses, a hat, and a camera. I also packed a book because I wanted to read while sitting on the beach. My mother prepared some sandwiches, fresh fruit, and cold drinks for our picnic. Everything was ready before 7 o'clock. Soon everyone was in the car. My father started driving and our trip began. During the drive, we listened to music and talked about the beach. The roads were quiet because it was still early. As we left the city, I looked out the window. I saw green fields, small villages, rivers, and many tall trees. The fresh morning light made everything look beautiful. About 2 hours later, we arrived at the beach. I could already hear the sound of the waves before I got out of the car. The sound was soft and relaxing. I took a deep breath. The air smelled clean and fresh. It was different from the air in the city. The beach was wide and beautiful. The sand looked soft and golden under the bright sunshine. The blue ocean stretched far into the distance. Gentle waves moved toward the shore again and again. A cool breeze came from the ocean and made the morning feel comfortable. Many people were already there. Some families were walking along the beach. Some children were building sandcastles. A few people were swimming in the ocean. Others were sitting under colorful umbrellas and reading books. Everyone looked happy and relaxed. We found a nice place near the water and put our picnic blanket on the sand. My mother arranged the food, and my father placed the bags beside the blanket. I took off my shoes and walked slowly across the soft sand. The warm sand felt nice under my feet. I walked closer to the ocean. Small waves touched my feet and quickly moved back into the sea. The water felt cool and refreshing. I stood there for a few minutes and watched the waves. The ocean looked calm, and the sunlight danced on the water. It was one of the most beautiful views I had ever seen. As I looked around, I noticed many small seashells on the sand. Some were white, some were pink. Others had beautiful patterns. I picked up a few shells and put them in my pocket. I wanted to take them home as a memory of this wonderful weekend. I sat down on the warm sand and looked at the endless blue ocean. The sound of the waves, the fresh sea air, and the bright sunshine made me feel calm and happy. At that moment, I forgot about school, work, and all my daily worries. I knew this weekend was going to be special. After a short rest, I stood up and walked along the beach. The sand was warm and the water was cool. I enjoyed every step. The waves came to the shore again and again. They made a soft and peaceful sound. I looked around and saw many interesting things. Some people were playing beach volleyball. They laughed and enjoyed the game. A group of children was building a large sandcastle. They used small buckets and shovels. They worked together and smiled all the time. I kept walking slowly. I found more beautiful shells on the sand. Some shells were very small. Others were bigger and had many colors. I picked up my favorite ones and put them in a small bag. I wanted to remember this happy day. Soon my family called me. It was time to swim. I walked into the ocean very slowly. At first, the water felt cold. After a few minutes, I felt comfortable. The waves moved around me. I smiled because I love swimming in the ocean. I did not swim too far from the beach. I stayed close to my family. We enjoyed the cool water together. Sometimes a small wave splashed on my face. Sometimes a bigger wave lifted me for a moment. It was exciting, but it also felt peaceful. After swimming for a while, we came back to the beach. We dried ourselves with our towels and sat under a large umbrella. The cool shade felt nice after the warm sunshine. I took out my bottle of water and drank slowly. Then I looked at the ocean again. The water was bright blue. The sky was almost the same color. It was difficult to see where the ocean ended and the sky began. A few birds flew over the water. They looked for fish near the waves. I watched them for several minutes. Nature was beautiful and calm. Around noon, it was time for our picnic. My mother opened the picnic basket. We had fresh sandwiches, apples, bananas, oranges, and cold juice. Everything tasted delicious after swimming. We sat together and enjoyed our lunch. The fresh sea air made the food taste even better. We talked about our favorite parts of the morning. Everyone had a different answer. After lunch, we rested for a while. I lay on my towel and looked up at the sky. White clouds moved slowly above me. The warm sunshine touched my face, and the gentle wind came from the ocean. I closed my eyes for a few minutes and listened to the sound of the waves. Later, I opened my book and read a few pages. It was quiet and relaxing. Every few minutes, I looked up from my book and watched the ocean. I felt peaceful. In the afternoon, we walked along the beach again. This time, we found a small shop near the water. The shop sold ice cream, cold drinks, hats, and beach toys. I bought a chocolate ice cream. It was cold and sweet, tasted wonderful on the warm afternoon. As we continued our walk, we saw people flying colorful kites. The kites danced high in the blue sky. Red, yellow, green, and blue kites moved with the wind. The sky looked bright and full of color. I stopped for a moment and watched them. The beach was full of happy people, beautiful views, and relaxing sounds. I smiled because I knew this was one of the best weekends I had enjoyed in a long time. The afternoon passed very quickly. The beach became quieter. Some families packed their bags. Some people walked back to their cars. Other people stayed to watch the sunset. My family decided to stay a little longer. We wanted to enjoy the evening. The weather was still warm. The wind became cooler. The sky changed slowly. The bright blue color became soft orange. Then the sky became pink and yellow. The sunset was beautiful. Everyone looked at the ocean. Nobody wanted to miss this special moment. The sun moved lower and lower. Its light shined across the water. The waves looked golden. The whole beach was full of warm colors. I took out my camera. I took many pictures. I wanted to remember this day. My father also took some family photos. We stood together and smiled. These pictures will always remind us of this wonderful weekend. After taking photos, I walked to the water one last time. The waves were smaller now. The ocean looked very calm. I took off my shoes again. The cool water touched my feet. I looked at the horizon. Everything felt quiet. Everything felt peaceful. I took a deep breath. I felt relaxed. I felt thankful. This trip gave me time to rest. It gave me time to enjoy nature. It also gave me time to enjoy my family. Sometimes life is very busy. We study. We work. We have many things to do. Sometimes we forget to slow down. This weekend helped me remember something important. Small moments can bring great happiness. You do not need a perfect vacation. You do not need expensive hotels. Sometimes one simple day at the beach is enough. Soon my mother called everyone. It was time to go home. We packed our towels. We packed our bags. We made sure the beach was clean. We did not leave any trash behind. Keeping the beach clean is important. Nature is a gift. We should protect it. We walked back to the car together. Everyone looked happy. Everyone looked a little tired. It was a good kind of tired. We had spent the whole day outside. My father started the car. We began our journey home. I looked out of the window again. The sky became darker. The first stars appeared. The road was quiet. Soft music played in the car. Nobody talked very much. We were all thinking about the wonderful day. After some time, I closed my eyes. I still heard the sound of the waves in my mind. I still remembered the fresh sea air. I still remembered the warm sunshine. I still remembered the soft sand under my feet. These memories made me smile. When we arrived home, I carried my bag inside. I took out the small shells that I collected. I placed them on my desk. Every shell was different. Every shell reminded me of the beach. That evening, I looked at the photos on my camera. Each picture brought back a happy memory. I was glad that we made this trip. Before I went to bed, I thought about the day. I thought about the ocean. I thought about the waves. I thought about the picnic. I thought about the beautiful sunset. It was one of the best weekends of my life. I hope I can visit the beach again soon. Next time, I want to stay even longer. I want to watch another sunrise. I want to swim again. I want to walk on the sand again. I want to listen to the waves again. The beach is a peaceful place. It helps me relax. It helps me forget my worries. It fills my heart with happiness. Now, whenever I feel tired or busy, I remember this weekend. The memory always makes me smile. It reminds me that simple moments with family and nature are very special. My weekend at the beach is a memory I will never forget. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next lesson.